Today's Wednesday, October 7th, 2015, and you're tuned into the Elevator Radio Show. The Elevator Radio Show is a proud supporter of the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation. To find out how you can make a difference, visit their website today, www.eesf.org. Hey, everybody, we're back from Boston. Have a great show for you today, and it is good to be back, so stay tuned. Here it comes.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New Say, you actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why back in 2007, Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. This English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News. Love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. It is good to be back. Yeah, where I am back from Boston and attending the NAC show last week. It was great to be there, as much as it is tough to get it pulled all together at the very last moment. It was a great time, really. I think Boston's a wonderful city. It's an awesome place to have a convention. And to be honest with you, the NAC did a great job at putting the event together, as they normally do. So hats off to the entire team there for creating an event that was, once again, over the top. On a personal note, thank you to everyone who stopped by the booth, who said thank you, who said, hey, I listened to the program, or I haven't listened in a while. And, I greatly appreciate that. Nice to hear from so many of you out there that do support the program, the show, and which is awesome. So I don't know what to tell you. I'll continue doing it as long as I can. And probably the biggest hiccup that I think many of you came up and told me about was that you said, hey, Tom, I'm not getting the emails in my inbox every month. And there's a couple of reasons for that, and I'm not sure if there's going to be an easy way to correct it in the future, and I can only offer some suggestions that I hope will help a little bit. Number one was the email list used to be hosted by GoDaddy.com, and what we were finding, back in the day, good 2-3 years ago, the emails weren't really going through. Spam filter settings were basically blocking most of the emails that were going. So we changed the format to a text format so it didn't have all the links in it. That helped out a little bit. When we moved the website over to WordPress, we then used their subscribe to post link. So anytime a new post was uploaded onto the site or posted or published, you'd automatically get an email stating that there was a new email. Well, now, since we changed the website to another hosting provider after WordPress pretty much just stuck it up my butt and said, hey, we can't help you support your website or your template or your theme, and it's basically, stuck where it's at without having to contact India or some other specialist to try to get it to function correctly, which I really don't have move that over to a different hosting provider, and we have enlisted the assistance of MailChimp.com to handle the emails. However, all of the emails that I do have a list of, it's going to take me forever. I cannot input all of those emails, mainly because the Anti-Spam Act set in pretty much every state in the United States, and probably in Canada as well. Probably doesn't apply to Canada. Requires that you opt in, that you confirm that you want to be a subscriber to the show or to any kind of email list, which I think is the way to go, because I can't tell you how many emails I get from a bunch of people that I've not subscribed or even wanted them to contact me. Very frustrating. So the long and short of it is, if you go to the website, go to elevatorradioshow.com. I'm going to show you a little screen capture here if you're watching the video. Go all the way down to the website, and it says subscribe. It says sign up with your email address to receive news and updates whenever news happens or a show is uploaded. And all you have to do is enter your email there. You'll get an email confirmation. You'll sign up. And just as a reminder, I am not intending on using this any more than I have to. and at the very most, you'll get 52 emails a year. It's not too bad, and they're free. Plus, it also qualifies you to become to be eligible to win the prize pack giveaway, which is pretty cool as well. So get over, subscribe if you like. But if you don't want to deal with the email stuff, go to our Facebook page and subscribe over there, because every week we list or become a friend or like it or whatever. Because every week we basically post the show notes to that site, and you can tie into it that way as well. So I don't know how many of you are following on Twitter. I don't really do too much of that stuff. Probably I should. But that's basically the gist of it. Pretty exciting news that happened at the show last week, coming from in terms of the Chicagoland area. I want to congratulate PSI, Glenn Duncan, for his being awarded the Contractor's Choice Award from the NAAC for exceptional and superior customer service and attention to orders, all that good stuff. So congratulations to Parts Specialist and their team, because from any small company out there, it's not easy. And all of us are pretty much small companies, even if we are with the majors. And at the end of the day, we're all trying to help each other out. And if we don't remember that, then I really don't know what good we are. So congratulations to that. Also, it was great to see Craig Zomchek from Collie Elevator go onto the board again from the Chicagoland area. So we've had quite a few board members, a couple of past presidents on the NAC board come from the Chicago area. It's always great to see that. So congratulations to you guys, and also to all of those people that in companies that won awards at the NAC show. That'll be all posted in probably Elevator World, and then also in the NAC mainline as well. So check it out. If you enjoyed the show, please send the staff and the team at the NAC an email. Just let them know that it was a good show, or what they might be able to improve on. But all in all, I was very happy. It wasn't at the main hotel. Didn't really matter. Shuttle service was great, and just a good show. It was great traffic, and really thank everybody for stopping by. Let's see here. Just a couple of other items to discuss that I wanted to cover. If you were not aware, Jerry Maddie, who was with Advanced Elevator Company, passed away last week unexpectedly in the Chicagoland area. Unfortunately, it was brought to my attention yesterday morning. Real sad news. Jerry was a great guy, and if you'd like more information on that, let me know. I'll be happy to send you an email. Send me an email at my work email address. That's a better way of getting to me, tom.seibert@cjanderson.com. Also, two meetings I did not link up in the show notes. The first is tomorrow is the Chicago Elevator Association meeting, and as you may or may not know, those meetings are typically scheduled the first Thursday of every month, but because of the NAC show is pushed back to this month, it's going to be held tomorrow night. Dinner's at 6:30 at Toscano's in Schiller Park, Illinois. Go to cea-online.org. And let's see here. Presenter is going to be Draka Elevator Products. I will not be at that event, unfortunately. I've got carpool duty, which is totally fine. Also, the Massachusetts Elevator Safety Association, I should say, has their press release out, or their meeting date. Their next meeting is going to be Tuesday, October 13th. So, and also the DPS Elevator Task Group is meeting in October. It had been canceled. So Eric will let you know when that's going to be rescheduled. So go over to mesassoc.com, or MESASSOC, for more information on that. And again, great city, great time. Had a wonderful time. Next year, it's going to be the NAC's show is going to be in Montreal. So start making your plans so you can get in the hotel and brush up on your French. All right, we'll get ready to the news next and have you out of here in no time.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
All right, now if you're watching the video right now, you might see that the show notes layout is different than what was published. So part of the goal for the new website is to push all of these article links into the actual embed of the video, in hopes that will kind of get Google back on our good news. Apparently, if you are a website that lists a whole bunch of links, Google frowns upon that. Not that I care, but at the end of the day, being buried in the stats is not necessarily something I'm looking to do. If that's the case, then I will just kill the show. So anyway, just as you know, so if you're following along and you can barely read through the links here, there's a good reason for that. So, okay, first news article of the show, news.com.au, our Australian news source. Investigations underway after 4 construction workers die in a 39-story lift plunge in China. It looks as if it's a construction work elevator type deal, and this is not the first time that they've had this issue with construction lifts basically plunging. Also, mine elevators have been an issue, so we'll see what they we'll see if anything changes. And obviously this is not something that deals with the general riding public, but still not a good thing whatsoever. We might hear more about that long term. Tragic accident that occurred, in New York. RealDeal.com blog reporting that a man was crushed to death in an elevator. And details are a little sketchy at this time, but apparently Aaron Moden, 37, was killed when an elevator he was trying to squeeze into buckled and dropped on top of him. Oh my gosh! This is awful. And we haven't read anything like this in quite some time. They're speculating that the elevator may have been overloaded, and then maybe the car that's not predictable. So they're investigating. It's very unfortunate, obviously, but I think you're going to see some perhaps new enforcement requirements that may not have been there already. And it did pass its mandatory inspection July 13th. I don't know if this may be a similar incident that may have occurred. The same one that was at Ohio State. I don't really know, but anyway, I'm sure we'll learn more about that later on. Hey, just real quick before I move into anything further, I wanted to thank everybody for coming out for the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation reveal, the new character reveal. If you're checking out the website, you'll see we've got a little boy, little girl for our new safety rider, champions to ensure that people ride elevators and escalators safely. The program is close to being completed. There's an activity website page that is going to be moving forward, and we've got an activity sheet. We do have a video that will be online shortly that you can watch. And but really, thanks to everybody who came to that event, the sponsors that have sponsored it, made it possible. Without your support, we would not be where we're at today. So. Forgot to mention that. You can go see a little bit more information on this if you go to eesf.org, click on the Children's Education Program link, and you'll see the characters here, the activity sheet, which again is in the process of kind of being worked on as well. The video will be uploaded probably next week sometime, and you can learn more about that. And once that's up, we'll start pushing that out. So I can't believe I forgot that. So anyway, thanks. Okay, 2 minor boys injured in an elevator crash. This occurred in Mumbai, India. I don't know what exactly happened, but the incident took place around 7 a.m. at a nursing home, and kind of scary. So, when you talk about when we get frustrated at codes and whatever here in the United States or Canada or North America, you don't realize how in some countries there's just not anything to really, keep everything in line. It's much more difficult. And so as bad as we might have it, or we think we might have it, we are far from bad. So remember that. Okay, the EastCarolina.com reporting that Fletcher Hall elevator causes problems for residents, and apparently they've recently found themselves trapped inside one of the 2 elevators available for resident use. The multiple students addressing the issue of the second elevator becoming unreliable due to the amount of time students have been stalled in it. It has quickly become a concern for the students of Fletcher. Let's see if they got any reason for what might be happening. Started shaking, ding, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Yeah, they're new elevators. Shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. So, but according to reports, they do have people, calling campus security to try to get assisted. Thank you. Anyway, not really a article worthy of chatting about, unfortunately, but must be a slow day over there. Okay, next news article. Metro Elevator to launch the Pink Elevator campaign. That's pretty cool. My boys are playing football, or two of them are, and they are wearing the pink socks in support of the Susan G. Komen Foundation, and this is a great program. It's awesome that Metro Elevator is doing this, so hats off to you. More information, there's a link there if you want to donate. Donations will run through January 9th, 2016. So very cool. See if they can't raise some good money from our great industry for a great cause. Okay, family stalled an elevator and then stuck with Big Bill. Gotta hate this. Let's see if we can play the video on this without something blaring in your ears. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna play it. But the synopsis. Oh, maybe it won't play. Okay, there's the ad. Somebody gave me somebody money. Oh, casino. I guess this happened. This is coming from KHQ.com. Okay, we're almost past the commercial. Almost. Oh, 54 daily jackpots.
Welcome back. An interesting case out of North Idaho tonight. A mother of three was hit with an $1,100 elevator repair bill because of something she and her kids did, and you've probably done it yourself. They jumped and it stalled out the elevator, forcing a repairman to come out and rescue them. Now the question of who should pay the bill has come up. Gabe Cohen talked with the woman today. Gabe, I understand she admits to jumping.
Claire, that's right. She doesn't deny it. She says she and her kids absolutely left, but she's upset because that elevator didn't have any signs in place indicating what could happen.
Oh my gosh.
But she and her kids jumped.
Oh, great. So
After a fun July 4th at a friend's apartment in the Parkside building in Coeur d'Alene, Karen Bryan and her three kids boarded an elevator to leave.
We got on the elevator and I said, let's jump. So we jumped.
Let's jump.
And the elevator came to a crashing halt.
The elevator stalled when the family landed. They were trapped for more than an hour.
We'd been to a party, we'd had fun, and this is how my holiday ended, stuck in an elevator.
But things got even worse for Karen.
A month passed and I got a bill.
A charge for the incident.
And I opened it and had an anxiety attack.
More than $1,100.
Everyone jumps in elevators.
No, they
If it was
don't.
a sensitive elevator given to stopping if someone moves erratically, I would have.
I'm so happy you're an elevator expert that you can say that everybody jumps in elevators and that it's a sensitive elevator. Come on now.
Never jumped.
But here's the problem for folks like Karen. Jumping only affects some elevators. This is our elevator here at KHQ. We only have 3 floors, so they put in what's called a hydraulic elevator. It's the same as about 90% of the elevators in Spokane. In these ones, hypothetically, you should be able to jump as much as you want without stalling them.
Oh my gosh.
But that's likely not the case for the elevator inside the Parkside.
The larger building there is going to have a traction or a cable style elevator in it, and those buildings you can actually stall the elevator by jumping in them.
Though they didn't have a sign warning people not to jump.
But
Oh,
it's fairly
jeez.
common.
Now this single mom will likely pay a huge price, and she says she's learned an unfortunate lesson.
If there's a question in your mind, don't jump.
There you go. Genius. All right. At least we got to the bottom of the story, right?
She is possibly pursuing legal action that her friends who live in the building have paid the amount, that fine, but she told me she is going to reimburse them unless that number is dropped. The building's administration unavailable. They declined to comment.
They
And
shouldn't.
Otis, the elevator company that was able to help her, they were unavailable for comment today. Reporting live tonight, Gabe Cohen, KHQ Local News.
Man, good article, right? I think, yeah, Mom, I don't understand. Everybody jumps in elevators. I've not seen anybody jump in elevators. And I tell you what, if we need a sign to tell you what not to do in every situation, man, our world has come to that. That's unbelievable. So, hey, hats off to Otis for sending her a bill. Why not, right? Man, drives me absolutely freaking nuts. Survival of the fittest. That's all I can say. Darwinism. People maybe should not be on this planet. I hate to say it like that, but okay. Global and China elevator industry reports. Actually, I was able to talk to some people from China at the Boston show, who basically said they're still booming, even though economists and the keynote speaker stated that the economy is not growing as quickly as most are assuming or stating. The reality is that there's still significant growth, far and above what obviously we're seeing here in the United States. but apparently there's still a slower pace. They're still looking to exceed 700,000 sets, up about 12% from a year ago. Anyway, a bunch of numbers are in this report. Go ahead and check it out at your leisure. And, yeah. Don't really know what it says, but if you want to learn more about that, let me know. But yeah, I had a fun time attending the Bridge Builders meeting and really getting some insight on global elevator and lift news and information. So, okay, this next one's pretty funny. I'm sure, I don't know, if you're like me and you have, well, I shouldn't say like me. Let me just back up. The AttumwaCourier.com, this is Ottumwa, Iowa, is where Radar came from MASH. That's your little tidbit of the day, if you're old enough to remember MASH, which I was a big fan of. Anyway, I've never seen a photograph of a firefighter using their tools to get through an elevator door. And for their multi-purpose tools, if you're not watching the video or the video feed of the show, basically this is a firefighter with an axe, which is their multi-tool, trying to pry open the door. The next one has a pry bar thing in there as well. So I'm not exactly sure. Let me go back to the story. Because old elevator plays tricks on riders and firefighters. I don't think that's really the case in terms of, elevators playing tricks, family stall. Let me go back to the actual article. I didn't read it. I should have. I just saw the photographs. Firefighters tried to wedge an axe into the door to open it. I know there's an article that links to this stupid thing, but I can't find it. For some reason. I'll let everybody find it on their own. But really, just call the elevator company. And if, unfortunately, if I'm misspeaking here, and they did, and they couldn't get somebody there, I apologize. But the reality is, man, yikes. That's going to be an expensive bill when those doors are damaged beyond and have to be replaced. And then the elevator's out of service for so many, weeks while that's happening. So, yeah, never seen a photo of that taken. So, hey, Elevator World, if you have not already subscribed to their industry news updates or have that in your feed, do that. But what's even cooler is that they have an audio version of this daily update. Caleb has done so exceptionally well. So I think that's awesome. It's about time, get other podcasters out there, chatting it up. So their feed is over on SoundCloud, which is awesome. So, hey, congratulations, Elevator World, in entering this space, even though it's a little, 3-minute recap of the industry news every day. I think it's awesome. So keep it up, and sounds great. So it's up there. Click on the orange link, and you can hear Caleb. Let's see if we can hear a little bit of him. I don't want to play the whole. There we go.
Welcome to the Elevator World podcast. This is your daily industry news update for October 6th, 2015.
Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I like that. Very, very cool. So check that out. Link is in the show notes for that. And you could probably subscribe if you get a SoundCloud account, which I do have. Personally one, actually, not through the radio show. And I thought that was cool. So it is a podcast, but it's just, daily updates, and hopefully we see more from them in the future and stuff that they're working on in addition to video. It's hard to kind of pull everything together. Okay, WISHTV.com has an article, Elevator Senior Living Community up and running again. It's always a good thing. Indianapolis Senior Living Home and Senior Citizens now has a working elevator again after a month without one. Anyway, so again, the reality is that 9 times out of 10, I'm going to share a little secret with you. 9 times out of 10, it's not the parts that need to be gotten. It's getting the damn elevator paid for, or the equipment or the back chart, service prior to getting it paid for. So, I mean, that is a big issue with why elevators don't get, fixed right away, or there are issues, and obviously the building owners or the management company doesn't want to say, oh yeah, well we just didn't pay the bill, or whatever. But that's like the main thing that gets left out all the time, and it's really too bad, because it shouldn't be. It should be probably one of the number one things that the news reports kind of touch on, because in some cases that might actually get the equipment fixed quicker. But from a customer and a client perspective or a service provider perspective. Nobody wants to hang anybody out to dry, and I'm not saying this is the case in this situation, but at the same time, it's that's sometimes more to do with it than anything else. Okay, interesting article, and that's how I linked it. I'll let everybody check this out on their own, but this is, there's a couple articles linking to this this story, one of which I could not tie through in Japan, but this is from the Chicago Tribune. That was an editorial from, I guess, the Japan News, and this is from the Yomiuri Shimbun, which is their Japan's news source. And it's talking about, in Japan, the incidents that they had where there was some equipment that was malfunctioning and had injured people. This goes back to 2006, and it's kind of a recap of everything. But at the end of the day, at the end of the article, I think the most important statement in this article is elevators are used by everybody in day-to-day life. Manufacturers and maintenance firms, as well as owners of buildings to be constructed, are responsible for doing their utmost to ensure safety. Absolutely. And unfortunately, if there are not protocols in place to make that happen and to ensure that that'll happen, it may not happen. Okay, and that's just the reality of it. And I'm not a big government type of person or think that they should be messing around with everything in the world. But if that's what it takes, if regulation is what it takes to ensure that safety is being taken and equipment's being maintained, and then by all means, push it through. Anyway, so I'll let everybody read that article on their own. Kind of gives a recap of all that good stuff. Okay, Cincinnati.com news source. I gotta click off this. Are you the parent of a child in your house? I don't want to survey this. Okay. Oh, where'd it go? I just had an article here. I'm going to have to get through the... Police ID Northern Kentucky University students involved in an accident where... I'm just going to recap this because it's got this whole survey question here. I'm not going to click on anything. But apparently, there were two students that basically snuck into an old brewing comp building that was abandoned and accidentally fell down the elevator shaft during the nighttime. So hey, here's a suggestion for you. Don't go into an abandoned building in the middle of the night. How about that? That's probably a good thing. They were hurt obviously, but nobody died. Thank goodness, but they could have. So anyway, if you can't read that article, just ignore it. But hopefully some ambulance chasing attorney isn't following them saying that, oh, let's sue them because they should have had more things up to prevent them from entering and signs and all that stuff. It'll probably get to that point, but I hope it doesn't. Hopefully they get a bill from the emergency response crew for their accident. So next article: woman falls 4 floors over the side of an escalator. Okay, this happens way too often. The Mirror.co.uk reporting that this woman she fell 4 floors. Man, I'm surprised she's even alive. For some reason, this thing is popping up the same stupid survey question. They must be owned by the same entity. Either that or it's Google just killing me here, which I'm not sure which it is. Anyway, so hopefully as the EESF moves towards its new program development, one of the programs that we will be focusing on is educating those that work around escalators so that they can prevent or stop these kind of things from happening, or at least be better educated when they do see something like this, so that they can correct, educate, and prevent an accident. So, in the last news article of the show, loose screws blamed on China escalator accidents. If only it were this easy, okay? Hong Kong's mass railway operator is blaming loose screws for 2 escalator accidents within days of each other. MTR said 3.5 centimeter screws found by investigators in the Wong Tai Sin station might have caused the escalator to jam on Sunday. Electrical and Mechanical Services Department confirmed that both accidents were caused by foreign objects. Okay, so loose screws. Who's responsible for tightening the screws? That's my question. And let's blame it on whomever did not, check the screws or tighten the screws. And the reality is just not good. And the reality is that it's a deeper problem than that. So hopefully they can get to the point where we're not reading about accidents like this either through regulation or some type of program to ensure it doesn't happen again anywhere for that matter, but China in particular. So anyway, that's going to do it for the show, everybody. I told you I'd have you out here in no time. So again, just bear with me as we move through the growing pains of the new website and how the shows are linked up and all that crap. And because ultimately it's not easier with the new site to get all the content online as I was hoping it would be. It's just not. It's a little bit more of a pain. But I'm going to try to see if I can get more of the content pushed through the Facebook page. So at the very least, if you're struggling with trying to find the shows or get on the e-newsletter list, you can at least get it some other way. So without further ado, I want to thank everybody for joining me today and listening to the program. And for stopping by the booth if you were in Boston last week, greatly appreciate it. For supporting the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation financially, through attending their events, whatever, and greatly appreciate that. So remember, safety is number one. You want to go home to your family each and every day. Make sure those you work with go home to your family each and every day. And if you remember that, then we all will. So everybody have a great rest of the week. Have a safe week, and we will be back next Wednesday. Bye-bye.